Hi everyone, and welcome to EDP 586. My name is Dr. Sarah Watt, and I will be co-instructing this course with Lori Brown. Lori Brown is an educational leader who has been an adjunct professor for Miami for many years. I am currently in my 7th year at Miami and have recently taken over as the director of our special education online hybrid program. So in addition to any questions or concerns you have about this course, I can also assist you with your degree or licensure questions as well. I am really excited to be teaching this methods course. I was a K-12 special education teacher for a decade, and in addition, Lori Brown brings a vast amount of experience working in the K-12 setting as both a teacher and an educational leader. We are going to be setting up our course so that each Monday you will receive an overview video just providing you with some updates on what will happen during the week, what course assignments are due, as well as any common concerns or questions that have come up that we can answer to everybody. Another very helpful resource for you throughout the week will be to check your Canvas announcements. If you look on the screen here, you can see the announcements are in your navigation toolbar on the left. But in addition to that, you will also typically receive an announcement within your email. If you are not seeing announcements in your email, you may want to check your settings in Canvas to ensure that you are seeing those, or commonly check your navigation toolbar, because we will use that to give you feedback throughout the week if there's any concerns, or if we're adjusting due dates or anything like that. So a quick kind of overview of the course. Some important things to know is that our course is set up in weekly modules. Each module will begin on Monday and it will end the following Monday at 11:59. We set this up so that working professionals will have the additional time on the weekend if necessary to kind of finish up assignments, and then still have that Monday where if they need to contact instructors, we're available to kind of assist you with some final questions. You will notice that in our syllabus we do have a 2-day grace period built in. That means that if life happens and you can't get an assignment in on time, you do have 2 additional days before we begin to deduct points from your assignment. We understand that you're all professionals, you all have a life outside of school, and we want to be accommodating for that. Using this navigation toolbar in your Canvas site is going to be very beneficial for you. You've probably experienced that in your fall classes if you did take a class this fall. Looking over the syllabus would be very helpful. It talks a lot about our policies as a whole at Miami, but particularly within our online learning program. Within the syllabus, it does say that there is a required text for this course. The required text is a book called Fostering Resilient Learners, which we are going to read throughout the course as a supplement to the other modules and assignments you'll be doing. This is a really important text as it starts to begin to talk about trauma and creating trauma-sensitive classrooms, which is a very hot topic and a very important one for teachers to be addressing. I do want to note that this book is available free through Hoopla, which is part of the Lane Library System. So if you are part of Hoopla, which is also part of other library systems as well, but if you're local, it would be part of the Lane Library System. But if you have a library card, you can get the free ebook of this text if you prefer not to order it online. Some other things about our course setup. If you click on the modules for each week, you will notice that each module has an overview page. So the overview page will give you an overview of what the specific learning objectives are for that week. A brief paragraph, often accompanied by a video, that will just give you sort of a broad perspective of how all of these objectives fit together, the importance and relevance to your field. And then finally, you'll notice that there's a section that will talk about the assignments that are due. This will be an assortment of different things such as readings and activities, oftentimes a discussion board. So it's really important that you check this frequently just to kind of make sure that you understand what the workload will look like each week. Some weeks will be heavier than others, so definitely reference that early. I would recommend logging in at least on Monday to look through it. However, all of the modules for the course are open already, so if you do want to look ahead or work ahead, feel free to do so. Another important feature is on our homepage. You'll notice that in your to-do list, it'll tell you what some of the upcoming assignments are. You will also notice that our live sessions are posted here. So in a traditional year, we would meet face-to-face at the Voice of America Center in Westchester. However, with COVID and other restrictions, we are choosing to keep our program fully online this semester. Therefore, you will want to click on this Zoom link to find access to our live sessions. And you'll see that the first live session is already built in there. It will be this next Saturday, January 9th from 9 to 10:30. This will be an interactive session where we will be discussing the first 2 chapters of the Fostering Resilient Learners book. We'll be doing some overview of the course and questions about the syllabus, as well as some other major assignments that will be within the course. And we'll also be having a discussion about some of the high leverage practices that we will continue to address in this course and through your second methods course, which will be offered in the spring term. So we look forward to seeing you each at this live session. I highly recommend you turn on your camera. I will not require you to. I know that in my household, bandwidth can be an issue if we all have our cameras on. So I know that there are different privacy or bandwidth issues for different folks, but if possible, please have your camera on. It just helps us all to feel like we're part of a community, which is really nice. So for this coming week, we will be working through Module 1, and like I showed you earlier, if you click on the modules, you can get there. And so some of these first modules, these getting started, these are just some tips if you're not familiar with Canvas. This very first survey, which is due tomorrow, this is just 10 points for completing it. There's no right or wrong answer. This will help us to take attendance for university purposes, but also give us some insight on how everybody is entering this course, kind of a formative assessment of what knowledge you're bringing with you. For our first module this week, we're going to begin to introduce high leverage practices and the importance of these practices and how they align with some other buzzwords that you've heard within special education and in educational settings. So how high leverage practices and intensive instruction and specially designed instruction and evidence-based practices, how do all these buzzwords fit together and what is their meaning? What are their differences? What are their commonalities? So this is a really good, I think, introduction to what we're going to be talking about through the remainder of the semester. This week, you'll just be doing some readings and a reading response, which a reading response is sort of an open-ended way for you to kind of share the knowledge that you've learned through the readings during the week. It can be notes. Some people choose to submit a graphic organizer. Some people choose to do a 3-2-1, 3 things I learned, 2 things I still want to know more about, and 1 thing that maybe I found interesting or challenging. So whatever format you choose, it's really a way for you to show us what you know. It's also, if you're in our graduate program, a great way to prepare notes for yourself for your comprehensive exams at the culmination of our program. So definitely keep these assignments as you go through these readings. There'll also be a quick Padlet assignment. This is just a fun way to get to know some of the educational tools that are being used in the K-12 setting, as well as for you to share information with your cohorts. So I'm excited to see the results of that assignment as well. As always, please feel free to reach out to me. My email and phone number are at the top of our homepage. It is my office phone, but if I'm working from home, it will transfer home. As well as feel free to contact Lori Brown as well. We are both available for all students, regardless of what section you are assigned to. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I look forward to our first live session on Saturday.